Okay, yeah. The Emporium is a pretty large building, roughly around right there in the middle. At the edge of the fortress, close to the central shaft, and some larger warehouses that lead further down on the other side. The building is basically cut in two halves by a road and connected by a large bridge that connects the two buildings. Is Soleil also there? Or?
Yes, they're probably gonna bump into him because that's the first place he went for.
I'm trying to get the freaking thing off of you. There we go. Okay. Well,
Awkward.
Well.
are you trying to like be inconspicuous, Soleil?
No.
Okay. So, Thava, you're the first one to notice that Soleil is also here. He's sort of looking at a display of weapons in the corner just as you enter the building.
Oh, look at this sleigh.
The others would not have noticed. But yeah, Soleil is standing there in the corner. There's a lot of items here on display. You also see some larger crates piled up in random places. There's a lot of traders, it seems. There's an area to your left where there's glass shelves, all kinds of like enclosed spaces and counters behind which some of the traders sell their items. On the other side, it seems more like people have temporarily set up. Most of what they have over there is wooden tables. It seems like it's more of a bulk trader type of deal.
Okay. Unless anyone else is suggesting things, I'd want to go look at the weapons as well. Soleil's looking at rapiers, that's probably the same thing.
Yeah. Soleil's just standing there and uses his pointy finger and thumb to play with one of his whiskers as he looks at the weapons, tries to figure out if they're any good.
Actually, can I roll stealth?
Sure. You try to sneak up on Soleil, what is your passive perception?
15.
17.
Yeah, I'm not aware that he's closing in. I'm so concentrated on the rapiers at the moment, and I'm also not expecting anyone to approach me.
It's gonna come up behind me. What's a nice kitty like you doing wrong? Hey, Soleil was in a down mood.
Do you want to roll seduction?
I'm gonna roll surprise.
Yeah, confused Soleil turns around and... What? Oh! And he sees, Kara and Fava behind him. Didn't expect you to come here.
I wasn't expecting to see you either, but we figured we'd come down and look at some of the weapons. Seems we had the same idea.
Yeah. Among others.
You see anything good?
Not yet. I'm not sure about these ones. They look very plain to me, actually. I guess. I don't know if they actually look plain.
So, what is arrayed in front of you is a large amount of weapons, all of varying quality. You see a few more special ones, especially among the rapiers. There's silvered ones, there's one or two which you assume might be adamantite. But in terms of really any that shine out and seem magical in nature, there's none among the rapiers, at least.
I have to look up what adamantium actually did to weapons again.
I think that makes it bypass magic resistance.
Doesn't even say in the DM guide. It only talks about adamantine armor, not weapons made out of it.
I think
Adamantium makes it a critical hit.
Yeah.
Oof, I don't...
Well, if
Really?
you hit an object.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Okay, but otherwise it doesn't really do much, right?
It does count as magical for the purposes of overcoming resistances.
I mean, that's good.
And I would rule it that adamantite is also automatically a +1 weapon.
Mm-hmm.
dang.
Yeah, I look at red and point over there. What do you think of those?
I mean, what do you think of the red? Doesn't actually. I mean, they look nice.
Yeah, they look nice, and the material looks pretty well made.
Yeah. I mean, I'll pick one up, kind of balance it.
Yeah, as you pick up the rapier, it's surprisingly light. But it has this sort of grey, blackish sheen that runs along the entire edge of it.
Yeah, it definitely seems superior to what I have now.
Soleil also grabs one to check how well balanced it is.
As the trader sees you, sort of, both of you just looking along the edge of the weapon, after finishing another trade, he hurries over. Looking for an upgrade, huh? We have other magical equipment if you're more interested. A lot of people have been coming by, buying weapons. It's an unsafe time around.
Great
Yeah.
for business.
These seem alright.
Perhaps I can interest you in a large battle axe?
I'm flattered, but
Magical one?
no.
We have equipment for
Although, I
maybe
mean-
a bounty hunter. We have a big spear, mean-looking thing, large axe.
I mean, I'll look at Kara and Thava, but unless they indicate an interest.
I also see you have instrument on your back.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's not for sale.
We have a pretty instrument. Maybe you want to upgrade as well.
Oh, I doubt it'd be much of an upgrade, but thanks.
Ooh, sick burn.
He raises an eyebrow, but he doesn't seem to pry any further.
I'm pretty attached to this one. It's seen me through a lot.
Perhaps you need a shield or a helmet to go with the weapons.
Is he looking at my pot lid shield?
He most definitely is.
If you have any better shields, I could take a look.
Of course. He hurries off and
Maybe we should have finished the rapiers first.
And bulk discount or something.
very,
Yeah.
very quickly he comes back with a couple of shields.
What's up?
And two of them in particular are actually magical. One
Whoa.
of them is... I should probably just upload them. Ugh.
Ugh.
Oh,
You know what? I'll put them in Discord. It's easy. Quicker.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
might be that way.
No reason to upload them if they don't buy them.
Ha. Ha. What if I
I was
buy
gonna
them later?
describe them, but I've got long descriptions.
Oh, I looked at these ones.
Wow. You mentioned other magical weapons. Do you have anything like anything kind of light? Like I'd consider like a long sword, or sorry, not a long, short sword, a scimitar.
We only have a, well, in terms of adamantite or similar, we have all kinds, but really enchanted, we only have the battle tags, which of course is battle eggs. We have a bounty hunters and Forza, which was sold second hand but is pristine condition. Felling great axe is great for chopping wood, I suppose, and a spear, which is quite beautiful, but nothing really. And he sort of
Shit, what is
gestures at the rapiers in front of you.
Okay. And how much does a rapier like this run?
He reaches behind the counter and pulls out a small ledger. Let's see, it is adamantine, 1,200 gold.
Convenient. Get them out on a motorcycle. No.
Do you only work with metal here, or do you also have like a leather works here around?
Well, metal comes straight from the forge, but of course, the other side of the building there is more imported equipment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for now, let's concentrate on this stuff here.
Beggar art, is silvering a weapon a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much. There are also silvered weapons among the display.
Gonna shy away from those.
You are?
What?
Shying away from the silvered weapons.
Is Kara shying away from him?
No.
Okay,
It's a little
just
Oh, wow.
asking.
Interesting.
I don't know. I kind of want this shield, but I don't know.
Which one?
I feel like I feel like the barricade shield, but I don't know.
How much did you want for that?
You ask it in character.
Oh, I thought he already said that because he said something about 1,200.
How much
No, the
is
1,200 was for an adamantine rapier.
Oof.
Yes.
Okay, I
Which
thought
is
that was for the shield.
both adamantine and a +1 magical.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
I mean, it's a good weapon.
I'll ask how much the shield is.
We have only maybe 2 of these left. This one is 1,000, but there is one second hand.
Oof.
And the second-hand one,
800.
It's a
And
bit
is
too rich for
there's-
my blood.
something wrong with it, or
Not particularly. There's no scratches or any marks. It's just he sort of leans over the counter. It has a weird smell.
It smells like catfish.
No.
No, Soleil's gonna eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like when a cat just like licks something repeatedly, like that'll be like your shield. Just Soleil just walking
Soleil
by.
just walking around you the whole time.
I am re-upping my drink, so we take a short 10-minute break.
Oh, I
Or
need to
5
pee then.
minutes. It's probably not gonna take 10 minutes.
I gotta pee.
I'll be right back.
2-minute break.
You might be better off silvering weapons.
Who knows? Maybe they even have like second-hand rapiers, +1. Because it doesn't
We'll
matter
see.
if it's second-hand, because +1 is indestructible anyway, right? Basically.
True. I don't know what beggar's price for silvering is, but generally,
Yeah.
silvering a weapon only costs
200,
100
right?
extra
Or 100.
than your normal weapon.
But still, I feel like as an investment in the future.
No, I agree. If you have the money,
Yeah, well, that's the
And you're-
problem here.
yes. I don't know if you have the
Especially
money.
for 2, but like having a plus weapon for like my like 3 attacks and like damage and stuff, that would be like really helpful.
So I could give you some meta information. If you're able to get a +1 anything, I can transfer it to another weapon. Oh no, wait.
What, like a +1 like a +1 armor you can make into a +1
Hold on.
rapier?
Let me.
or-
I'm rereading my arcane retrofit ability. Hold on.
So silvering means it counts as magical?
Yes.
Kind of. I think.
Well,
only
it counts against
special
things that
types.
have magical resistance. So if there's something that like doesn't take resistance except for to magic, that would overcome that.
Gotcha.
It doesn't add anything like +1 bonus or extra damage. But okay, never mind. I can only turn it into an artificer weapon.
Right. Sad.
I can move an armor. I'd have to ask Beggar if he'd allow me to do it to something else. But technically the wording is I can transfer a +1 to another into an artificer weapon. But I can only move the +1 property. I can't transfer any additional magical abilities with it.
That would have been awesome.
And I can convert a set of armor with a magical plus to AC to a lighter armor type.
So if we found like a plate armor +1, you could transfer the +1 to a lighter armor.
Yes.
Ah. Ah. God, that shield is expensive though.
Everything
It's magic
is
items. I was expecting
Yeah.
as soon as we talked about looking at magical items, they're generally 1,000 or plus.
Yeah.
Damn.
I do
Oh,
have a
that's it.
note here that says, my DM may let me expand this feature to do similar tasks, such as making a +1 heavy crossbow to a +1 light crossbow, or allow it to work with other magical weapons or armor.
Whoa.
So, Beggar might let me do it for somebody else's, but the initial wording is talking about moving it to an artificer weapon,
Well,
for at least for the weapons.
if he says you can't, that's discrimination. So
But you
class.
wouldn't know that, so it's your character isn't going to buy something necessarily that you don't know you can use. But if you find out about it, you have an extra day
Yeah.
before we leave the city.
Wow. Hi, beggar.
Hi.
Hi.
Becca, I'm not talking about anything.
Certainly not how to get drugs.
Suspicious.
But theoretically,
Is there a drug dealer nearby?
Yes.
always. You're in the lower district. Of course there's a drug dealer nearby.
Wee wee.
Why is it?
I have a question for you, Beggar, when you have time or feel like looking at it. The arcane retrofit ability
Okay.
of the artificer. It's I can do a long rest ritual to move a +1, +2, or +3 weapon onto an artificer weapon, or change an armor class with a magical AC to a lighter type of armor class with that same magical ability. But it doesn't transfer any properties other than like the +1 abilities.
What happens to the original weapon?
I'm essentially moving the magic.
Okay.
So it's like I have to actually have the other item that I'm moving it to.
I would say you can do that for magical enchantments. But for example, with the adamantine rapier, it wouldn't work because you'd have to basically move the adamantine.
No, that would make sense. But I did have a question because specifically it says that I can transfer it into an artificer weapon, but then it has like a little additional thing to say you can expand this feature if you ask your DM. Would I be able to do it for somebody else's weapon? Theoretically. Not the adamantine, but like a +1.
I'd say so, yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Not that any of y'all fools know that, so you shouldn't
Yeah.
buy something you can't use.
Yeah,
I would
like,
like to
what's your
buy a
cheapest
lance.
+1 weapon? We just buy it. Not metagaming at all.
Never.
Never met her.
Do you by any chance, Mr. I'm sorry, I missed your name. Mr. Shopkeeper, do you by any chance buy weaponry, armor type things?
Second, I just need to pull up my price thing if you're gonna sell stuff. Becomes the difficulty with using griffins.
Yes.
They don't have prices.
Sure.
Haha.
Well, he bows to you and he says, "The name's Vigoth, but
Vigoth.
of course we buy. Of course they'd have to be properly examined first."
Oh, naturally. For example, I saw you eyeing this shield, and it is actually magically enchanted, which is the reason I'm wearing it. It's not a pot lid as it appears. I know looks.
He raises an eyebrow as to say it's a magical shield.
And, you know, if my friend's considering that shield, perhaps this would be worthwhile.
Do we have a bucket of water and we can show you what it can do?
Yeah.
After
A bucket of, well, if you wouldn't mind, I would just have it appraised.
I mean, I don't mind.
That also works, I guess.
I'll hand over the buckler shield. The
He looks at it like
battle chef.
weirdly, and he just sort of hesitantly like carries us towards the door. He opens and steps into a back room and steps back out. The process is probably gonna take a little while, but in the meantime, you know, feel free to peruse.
Does he also have like a silver rapier there?
Yeah.
So I'll look at that as well. I will try to get out of earshot of the shopkeeper and talk to Soleil whenever.
as soon as you'd like step away a little bit from the counter, you'd see him like move to other people.
I don't know what you're thinking, but I wouldn't mind chipping in a bit if you were interested in one of those really nice ones.
I'm certainly interested, but I wanted to do a couple more things after this. Didn't expect to be almost empty-handed after this. I mean, not empty-handed, but without any money left.
As in, well, how much do you think you would need extra? Assuming we can't get it at a little bit of a lower price, we also try to go with something else. I don't know what though.
I would be fine chipping in the 600 we just got, so that I have a little bit left at least.
Okay. Fair enough. We'll see what it comes back with on that shield. I still have my old buckler, so I don't.
Yeah. Maybe, like, if we have, like... If we also buy maybe the shield, maybe we can get, like, a certain discount or whatever.
I don't know. I was also gonna pick up, if we can only afford one of the really nice rapiers, I'd get one of these silvered ones if they're not too much.
Yeah, I mean, that will be my choice too if we can't, like, manage to find a common ground here.
Okay.
You hear the chime of a bell out of the back room, and you see him get up from his current sales pitch and move into the back room. After a couple of seconds, he comes back out with your shield, and he places it to where you previously were at the counter, and tries to, sort of waving his hands, get your attention.
Yeah.
Well, it's, to be fair, its utility is not the greatest, but well, it is a magical shield and therefore quite resistant.
Right.
I would be willing to offer about the 500.
Okay.
That's more than I thought it would go for.
I mean, it also resists avoiding taking like fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
You have advantage on the shield, so it's not just the boil water thing.
Right. Yes.
So
Well, I think we're looking at one of these finer adamantite rapiers, silvered rapier, and that large shield.
I don't need the shield.
You don't know? Are you sure?
Yes, are you sure? It's a very fine shield.
I think I'm positive.
Perhaps you want me to bring you the second-hand one?
No,
We can at least say how bad the smell is.
well, I was gonna ask how much that other one was.
Oh, the
800.
Oh, no, not the.
Oh,
Second-hand
the
one, the
complete
other
other
shield.
one.
Yeah.
Both of these are the same price.
I think I'll go without. We still need to get other stuff.
I
He
mean,
looks slightly disappointed. You know, it's always a little sad if your friends buy shiny new things and you're without one.
did he bring out the used shield so we can smell it?
Did you want the used shield?
Ah, yes, I want to smell it.
Right away, sir. You see him sort of slink back into that back room, and as he comes out, you see that he's wearing gloves. As
Oh,
he
no.
prepares-
Is it just covered in slime?
No, it's not. It looks exactly like the other one. But as you lean in and you sniff, you smell that slight. You know, when you buy ground beef and you left it a little bit too long, it has that
Oh.
like slight sweet foulness to it.
That's rough. That's gonna be a... Oh. Never mind.
he sort of leaning away from the shield as he's holding it. He just nods and brings it back to. He doesn't really even, try to press you on it.
Soleil goes over to Kara and asks her, "Isn't there anything you wanna buy?"
Sorry, I was...
This is our chance to get like maybe price reduction if we buy multiple things. So if you wanna have something, this might be the chance.
I don't know what I need. I guess a sword if they have one. It's better than one.
Do you have a magical weapon or silvered weapon yet?
Nope.
Oh, well, but you can make booming blade and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've been practicing and I think I can now hit faster, so I might be able to do 2 hits.
Maybe our training has paid off.
Yeah, I think so.
Dang.
What
Are
are
there any longswords?
Yeah.
No.
In terms of martial weapons and simple weapons, there's pretty much all the kinds you can imagine, both in silvered and adamantite versions.
But is there magical flails?
There is silvered and adamantite flails.
Ah,
Just imagine if it's like some BDSM flail, just
Oh,
with a magical weird
out of
effect on
9
it.
tails.
Like a, leather.
Yeah.
Or just a glorified whip.
Yeah, basically.
Hey, whip is good weapon.
I mean, I can get an adamantine weapon. How much for the longswords?
Same as the others, 1,200. Material is the same.
Yeah. Don't know if we can afford that many weapons, even with a discount.
You still need to buy clothes.
As he
Too.
sees you sort of discuss amongst yourself and ponder, he also says, if you're looking for anything special or particular, we do take a commission. Comes, of course, at a bit of an up price to find the item you're looking for. And of course, there's never a guarantee that there is one.
Oh, very good information
But you
though.
only pay once the weapon is actually here.
That's good to know. I forgot to ask how much for a silvered rapier.
A silvered weapon for a rapier is 120.
Okay. Well, I think we are pretty interested in, like these two, the longsword and the rapier, and even a silvered rapier. What kind of deal do you think we could work if I throw in the shield and with all that?
You see him pull out like an abacus and 2 adamantine weapon, 1 silvered rapier, potlit shield.
And the shield doesn't have a smell, by the way.
I have
It's a very good
noticed, thank you. Well, if I subtract the shield from 2 adamantine and 1 silver, was it?
Yeah.
That would come to 2,020 gold pieces.
Mm.
Wait, who's getting weapons?
Maybe you and me and Red.
Yeah, I don't really need one. I can also now cast magic weapon. It's a concentration spell, so.
Maybe you just want a silvered longsword,
Yeah,
just in case.
just in case.
Yeah, that seems a little too pricey for us then. I realize it is a busy time, so obviously there's high demand.
Well, if you want to not have a diamond longsword, but a silvered one, it would be 940.
Hmm. What do you all think?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I
Sure.
mean, that sounds pretty reasonable. What about... Oh, no. Just looking at things.
I mean, I can also throw in my old rapier then.
Yeah, that's what I was going to also suggest. We have these two, regular ones. I realize you kind of have a discount on used items, but we throw those in. You think we could make it like 900 even?
He looks at both of the rapiers. Well, there is some wear and tear. 920 I could do.
900 and I throw in my scimitar.
What kind of
Soleil,
scimitar was
that-
it again?
I mean,
Just a scimitar.
Just a regular scimitar?
Just a scimitar.
delay. That's you've done some really impressive things with that. I don't know. It must be a mighty fine weapon for you to have killed that Hydra with it, and then you killed that werewolf. And, oh,
Yeah.
Well, also some wear and tear. 910 I could do.
drive a hard bargain. Seems fair enough, though.
Yeah, that's not like... that's not to be too...
Out of character, none of you have actually tried to haggle yet.
Yeah, do that.
Just letting you know, that's why I haven't let you make any rolls yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Although, the guards did say that they were thinking about having us get that shipment in for the whole city.
Oh yeah,
There
that's
might be
true.
a big influx of new weapons in the city very soon.
Yeah, maybe we should
Or
wait
the
until
city-
then.
I've never seen guardsmen share their weapons with the city, at least not willingly.
No, not share, but I mean they wouldn't be buying anymore, would they?
Well, the guardsmen, to be honest, never buy.
Okay.
They do have their little own supply.
Yeah, but that's why we shouldn't maybe waste our money here when we can just wait for the shipment. We have connections to the guard. Maybe they can give it to us for free.
Stele,
that's a good point.
please give me
God
a
damn it.
persuasion.
I'm not that good at that. Oh, although maybe we can work together.
No, you said the
Okay,
thing.
yeah,
You make the
I
roll.
know. I have a +1, so let's see.
Big roll, big numbers.
That's 11.
Above average.
Mm-hmm.
He looks a little bit worried about, this deal falling through. So he's like, okay, with the other weapons, we'll do 890.
Sounds fair. What do you think, Red?
I don't know. I can't say. The guards coming in. People are going to be leaving the city because of the unrest.
Pushing the luck.
Give me
I don't-
another roll.
You wanted us to bargain. And here we go.
I'm just letting you know.
I feel like we've-
Oh no!
Oh!
A 29.
Oh.
And then those things falling from the sky. City's probably gonna get hit next. Oh god.
You know,
Already did.
you're right. We perhaps are approaching a crisis, and a few swords in the city maybe is not such a bad idea. How about 750 for them?
Woo!
Oh,
Mm-mm.
all right. You have yourself a deal. And we'll take
A lot
some-
of things go over the counter. He places the shield that you handed over previously back down, and he wraps the swords with scabbards into this long sort of paper and hands these 3 weapons over to you. And now it's 1 silvered longsword, 1 silvered rapier, and 1 adamantine.
Ready.
Which gold did we use, by the way?
I'm assuming that we used Soleil 600 and the rest came from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 600 and 150. All right. I hope it doesn't come to that, of course. Hopefully we can do business in the future, perhaps. I'll keep what you said in mind about the
Of
special
course.
orders.
Of course.
Oh, we make our way out.
Making my way downtown.
Soleil, the rest of us were going to head out and get some clothes for the party. I don't know what else you had
Well,
on your agenda.
I actually wanted to check out Penelope's Porter. I read about that in the newspaper. The place that can send out owls and stuff to send messages. I just
Oh,
wanted to question them, like how that worked. If like we got our own owl to send around, or if how exactly the whole thing worked. So it would maybe be neat to have like something that carries messages around. And otherwise I wanted to make some inquiries about the person I'm searching.
I mean, do you care for company, or I mean, we can just head out. Up to you.
I mean, you can tag along if you want to. I just went out because I thought it didn't really have to do much with you guys.
Sure. I mean, I'll look at the other two.
Nothing better to do.
Just shrug.
Okay.
Shruggity
That
shrug.
was close to the train yard. So that way you go. The journey will take you a couple of hours. So in the meantime, Evelyn,
Yes.
you are identifying Quartermain.
Yes. I'm super curious.
After you and Reginald have set up this ring of candles all around Quartermain. A task which proves a little bit more difficult than you anticipated originally. Because, well, there's some busy streets along the way. You try to place them as best out of the way, but occasionally one of the candles goes out and Reginald hurries to light it back up. Once all of them are lit, however, you begin the ritual, and as you do so, a stream of information blares through your mind. Carefully, you start filtering people's presences. You filter out Aelith, magical items, Reginald. You shut out everything. Now all that's left should be the building itself, and you feel nothing. No magic, no flow, no enchantments. You go back. Something you must have missed. You go back through filtering out Aelith, Reginald, the items. You identify them all. You sense a powerful grimoire, possibly Reginald's, but no spells emanate from it. Nothing active on Reginald or Aelith, nothing residual. You expand your field. The basement. 2 magical enchantments, complex, powerful, 9th level stuff. An enchantment that continuously produces ice as it melts. An enchantment that continually burns, but no protective ward. You get a little nervous, maybe even obsessed. You comb Quartermain's top to bottom, brick by brick, inch by inch. But there's absolutely nothing.
Anything from the burnt up woman?
Yes. There is some energy emanating from her, but it's faint. There's nothing protective about it.
Okay.
It's merely connection to another plane.
Well, Reginald, it seems you're right. There's no sort of protection on the building that I can find.
Well, sure. I mean, at least I don't remember placing any warrants.
Yet something definitely was keeping certain individuals out.
Perhaps, well, maybe, sometimes people imagine things. Not that I say such things about yourself, but I do hope that the whole thing was at least somewhat instructive. Even every failure, as we used to say, is what was the word? Every failure is a lesson. Not a victory, but you know what I mean.
No, obviously
Yes.
it is still quite telling that either there was someone else intervening or something stronger than I can't pick up on. Reginald, are you familiar at all with if there was something forgotten, any magical way to bring back memories?
Bringing back memories. I remember faintly there was a I think there was a deity dealt specifically with memories. A lot of my colleagues were some, a bit of more fragile will, I would say. We were so worried they would pay tribute every Sunday. But no, yes, there was a deity with memories.
Right. Well, I don't really leave much up to any sort of deities. I appreciate it.
No, of course. Anytime.
I have some errands I have to run.
Oh, yes. Should I remove?
I can. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Of
All
course,
the candles.
Yes, I said, bags, not greatest. You hear a loud crack as it stretches.
Well, I'll grab some of the candles nearby and bring them in.
Yeah, you spend a couple of minutes extinguishing candles and putting them back into the large crate in the kitchen. And at this point, the rest of you would arrive
Uh,
close to the train
Can I
yard.
ask you something beforehand? Just
Yes.
before we leave the Emporium, can I just take a look at just to get a feeling about how much a studded leather +1 would cost on the other side of the building, just for future reference, basically. I don't have the money for it anyway, just to get a feeling.
I'm actually not 100% sure. Let me double check.
It's probably like 20 copper.
I might change my mind and buy it then. It might be 20 cops. Sold!
20 million copper. More.
Just smells like poop.
Man, why is this not in the cost?
I'm sorry, I didn't want to surprise you like this. But that was just like before I left, I would have at least checked that.
I honestly also just assumed it would be in this list that I usually use. Embodied ink. In the D&D Beyond. Does it give you a price if you add it in D&D Beyond? To your character?
Don't think there's a price on D&D Beyond. Oh, there is a
think-
cost. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
What's it say?
I haven't added the studded leather yet.
Hold on, I think I might have it. Those are all rare. Oh, +1 studded leather is rare. It doesn't have cost.
Rare, is it?
Yeah.
Oof, okay. Well, rare. Let me-
Does the rapier? The rapier doesn't have a cost 2 in D&D Beyond. The rapier +1.
A quick Google search said
Generally,
It's
a
definitely
+1 is an additional $1,000. Or
dollars.
sorry, gold. Gold. Why?
Shit,
Dollars.
Dollars.
Yeah,
We don't
as
even
a
have
How
a
much
gold.
dollar is 1 gold?
As a rare, it's somewhere between 500 and 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
What a broad.
And seeing as it is the sell price, it's definitely upward of 1,500 probably.
Okay, so somewhere around 1,1,522.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay, just to get a feeling how much money I probably have to save to get a better armor class. Okay.